Keyboard shortcuts are an almost guaranteed boost to your productivity, saving you from grabbing that mouse and hunting through ribbons or menus to find the command you're looking for. In this video, I'll go through 5 steps to enhance your use of keyboard shortcuts. So whether you're always reaching for that mouse or already adept at using keyboard shortcuts in your favourite program, I hope there's something in here for you. Step 1 is the basics. If you're a complete beginner to this, invest some time in learning those keyboard shortcuts that apply across pretty much all Windows software, such as cut, copy, paste, undo, and save. Just by learning these few shortcuts, you'll immediately start saving yourself time. Step 2 is advanced app-specific shortcuts. There'll be features in your software that you use repeatedly throughout the day, so go online and search for the keyboard shortcuts for those. Don't get overwhelmed trying to learn everything at once, just pick the features that you use most often. In terms of Windows, we can use Microsoft PowerToys to help us here. If you have Microsoft PowerToys installed, right-click the icon in the notification tray and choose Settings, and make sure that the shortcut guide is on. You can now left-click the PowerToys icon and choose Shortcut Guide, or use the keyboard shortcut Windows, Shift and /. This brings up a list of Windows keyboard shortcuts that can be activated by holding down the Windows key. Holding down Windows and pressing I, for example, will open the settings dialog, and holding Windows key and pressing L will lock your PC. One that could be particularly useful is that applications pinned to the taskbar have a number assigned to them. So on the screen here, if I held down the Windows key and pressed 3, it would launch Excel. From step 3 onwards, we're into creating custom keyboard shortcuts. So step 3 is looking at the PowerToys keyboard manager. So from PowerToys, again, right-click and choose Settings, and make sure you have Keyboard Manager activated. To map keyboard shortcuts, you use the Remap a Shortcut option. So I've already set up 2 shortcuts here. So holding down Windows key, Alt and N, I've set to run a program, and that program is Notepad++, which is a text editor I have installed on this PC. The second shortcut is holding down Windows, Alt and S, which has been set to sending text. So anything that you type in this keys box will just be sent as text within whatever app you're using. And I've set it to display a smiley emoji. So let's add another one. We'll add another shortcut. We'll use Windows and Alt again and C. And we'll send text again. You can see you have several options, including running a program or opening a website. But I'm going to send text again, and I'll send another emoji. I'll send a car. So if I hold down the keyboard shortcut to bring up the emoji keyboard, which is Windows and full stop or period, and I just search for car, to use racing car, and close that down. Saved, we'll click OK. So using those shortcuts, if I hold down Windows, Alt and N, that opens my Notepad++ window. If I then type Windows, Alt and S, I get my smiley. Windows, Alt and C, I get my car. So you can see that the keyboard shortcut manager would allow you to set up some custom shortcuts to suit your needs. For step 4, I'm looking at scripting to create custom keyboard shortcuts. And for this, I'll be using the Autohotkey software. Now, while this is open source and free for anyone to use and opens up a whole range of possibilities for automating tasks, it is the most complex option I'll be looking at in this video. I've installed Autohotkey and turned off the PowerToys keyboard manager to avoid any conflicts between the 2 pieces of software. And I've written a short script to demonstrate some of the features of Autohotkey for generating keyboard shortcuts. So the first one here is to run the Notepad++ software as we saw before. And the hash relates to holding the Windows key. The exclamation mark is the Alt key, and N is the letter N. Then we have the 2 colons to indicate the end of the keyboard shortcut combination. And then we're telling Autohotkey just to run the Notepad++ software. On the second line down, we have a text expander shortcut. In between 2 sets of double colons, I've put BTW as a text shortener, and I want that to expand when it's typed to say, by the way. On the next one, I want to expand the word today, if it's written in brackets, to put the current date in the format of year, month, and day. So we have this short piece of code here where it sends back the date in the correct format. As I've said, these are very simple examples of what Autohotkey can do. If this is something you could see would benefit your workflow, it would definitely be worth going through the documentation that's available to see the features. So now I've created this script. If I run the script by double clicking on it, you'll see that I get an Autohotkey icon down in the notification area. This means that the script is running and the program is monitoring for those shortcut key presses. If I hold down Windows, Alt and N, I get my Notepad window. If I type BTW and press space or enter, that expands to by the way. If I type today and press enter or space, I get today's date. Now, as with the keyboard manager, you could have emojis or anything like that. It is a very powerful piece of software, but it does have a steep learning curve. As you progress along your journey of using keyboard shortcuts to improve your productivity and workflows, you'll probably find that the limiting factor is just how many of these complex shortcuts you can remember at any one time. For step 5, we're going to look at using a customizable, programmable, separate keyboard to store some of those shortcuts for you. Popularized by streamers and gamers, I'm going to be using the Elgato Stream Deck Mark II, which has 15 customizable LCD keys and retails for about £150 in the UK. You could go smaller with the Stream Deck Mini, but 6 keys might be quite limiting, or you could look at something bigger such as the Stream Deck XL if that meets your needs. Similar devices are also available from other manufacturers. Here's the Stream Deck software to set up the device, and for the sake of this demonstration I've deactivated both PowerToys Keyboard Manager and Autohotkey to avoid any conflict between the programs and this device. Although the device only has 15 programmable keys, the software allows you to set up pages and folders of icons in much the same way that you would have on your phone, so you can have many more than 15 actions programmed. I've created a simple one-page setup to show you some of the features that are available. So I've added a key to do a screenshot, which sends the key print screen. I send the Windows and I key to open Windows settings. The 2 below that relate to the advanced paste tool in Microsoft PowerToys. So I'm sending paste plain text and the keyboard shortcut to open the advanced paste window. Below that, I've got 2 buttons to open applications. I've got one for Excel and one for the Notepad++ software. Up from that, I've got the PowerToys shortcut guide, which we looked at earlier. So that sends the hotkey for that, Shift, Windows, and /. Then set a button to open the emoji keyboard, again using the shortcut Windows and period or full stop. I've then set up some send text buttons to send a glowing star emoji and a smiley emoji. And then these buttons on the right are using the multimedia feature of the Stream Deck software. So I've got a button to mute my volume, decrease my volume, and increase my volume. And here you can see the device on my desk with the setup. If I close that window and we decide we're going to launch Notepad++, there we are, it's on screen. Let's send it a couple of star emojis and a smiley or 2 or 3. Let's send something else. Send the racing car. There we go, using the emoji keyboard. And we can bring up the Windows shortcuts screen that we saw earlier. Just for good measure, let's launch Excel. So there's the 5 steps, which hopefully will have you well on your way to improving productivity with keyboard shortcuts. But what about the bonus step? Well, consider if you could create a complex script with Autohotkey to automate a whole load of transactions in your workflow and assign that to one visual key on a device like an Elgato Stream Deck. Just imagine what that could do to your productivity and your workflows. Thanks for watching, and if you like this, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to get notified when more videos are released.